Boys, we are live and set sound. We are ready to go. This is currently how the team's looking. We have benched Mitrovic due to news at the moment in time. So we are waiting on that. Yeah, no, we are live now due to things. The other stream messed up, so we've just had to reboot, which is absolutely fine. But yeah, no. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Last week was a bit of a red arrow. We went from 813k to 863 or something like that, roughly. So we did lose the tiniest amount of rank, but not a lot. We did finish with 81, but minus the 4 we went to 77, hence why we took a little bit of rank loss by like 40k, 50k, just because that minus 4. So we are only sat on, at the moment in time, 863k rank when we was on 813k. But that's generally just because that minus 4 last week. Even though I got 81, I took that minus 4 for Martinelli to Saka, so it was one of those. I'm hoping Rico Lewis starts. I don't think Mitro starts, but it'll probably be my top bench priority. But like, you look at Haaland's, I'm still getting used to this, but you look at Haaland's ownership, it's mad. So I can't see that being a... So is Rashford's defense. Rashford's up there, so it's going to depend on which one plays better this week. It's hard. My captain will be on Haaland, just because I just think he could get a hat-trick this week pretty easily with that fixture, so I don't feel any need to not captain him. As much as I want to captain Rashford as a United fan, I can't see him doing something mad. Apart from like 2 goals, but I see Haaland getting a hat-trick, so it's like Haaland's higher ownership, Rashford isn't, so it is a bit iffy and you will lose rank depending on which one gets higher. But it's more of a punt going Rashford than it is just sticking with Haaland for the safe bet. But it is getting nice now because it is getting a lot more differential on the captains. So everyone's going a bit more different, which is good because it gets different. People are gaining rank quicker, people are losing rank quicker, people are gaining points more. It's a lot more interesting within the community when it gets to like this. Which is pretty good. Because you get to the point where it's a lot more, I suppose, in depth with the Prem now. And it's been a lot better this year at the moment in time. But we'll see. I do think it has been a lot better Premier League wise this year. I do think. So we'll see. But yeah, no, at the moment in time, it's not been a bad start to the FPL campaign right now. Obviously, 863k at this point in the season, like I've said, not a bad rank at all. We obviously will be looking through Twitter to see the leaks. I do think anyone who's got Mitrovic, if you can bench him, I would. If you can get to Felix without taking a minus 4, I would. I know it's a long-term pick, but you've got other people to get rid of, aka Man United players, Newcastle players, Brentford players, Brighton players. All these people are going to blank. Patterson has just changed. He was on a possible comeback. He's still on lack of match fitness. He was in the under-21s game last night, and he did come off at 60 minutes due to a bad tackle, so that could be pretty interesting with Patterson, meaning he might be delayed another week. Hence, I will only have, most likely, 10 players playing due to the fact of Bruno will go to Salah. So I don't mind having 10 players playing, but I'll stick Patterson on anyway and hope he gets some minutes. But I don't mind having 10 players playing with possibly 11 if Patterson starts one of those games. So it's not a bad week, but I do expect it to be a iffy week where I'm not going to get as much points as I'd like to. Salah will just be kind of the one that's going to carry my team that week a little bit with that double, and just probably will be the one I'll captain. I know Haaland's got Bournemouth, and you think, do you know what, Haaland would batter Bournemouth, but I think Salah captain in a double seems more logical, so it's probably the one I'll do for that week. Because it seems like the best week to pull a punt and pull something risky and just go for the Salah captain. And I think with 2 fixtures for Salah, it could really end up being a good move. You're right, Slay. I was just talking about next week when I do Bruno to Salah, I'm most likely going to captain him in 25. and I've benched Mitrovic due to the fact I don't think he's going to start. Like I said, I don't think Felix to you the other day for a -4 was worth it if Mitro was starting, but I think with Mitro not starting, if you do want to take the punt, I get it. But I think I'd focus on getting Rashford's and your Man United, Newcastle and Brighton players out and your Brentford's. I'd try and focus on that. Obviously, you want to hold me for 27. Fair enough. You want anyone who's got Matoma wants to try and bench him with Rashford and me's and stuff like that. Bruno will captain. Like I've just said, I'll have 11 people on next week, but I'm only guaranteed like 9, probably 10 because I think Rico Lewis should start. But yeah, no, I do think Patterson might play one of those games, but I did say he had a setback because he played in the under-21s game, and he did have a crucial tackle into him, and he come off for 60 minutes because the Dyche told the manager of the under-21s to bring him off, so it's a bit iffy, and he could be out for another week, so I can't see whether he's going to... I don't see him starting 25 one of those games, but I'll play him in case it does, and maybe I'll get a bit of luck on my side and he'll play some minutes. Maddison is not a bad punt, but I don't think I'd go there. I think I'd go more along the lines of Gakpo, if I'm going to be honest with you, Slay. I feel Gakpo offers a lot, just like Salah offers a lot, so I wouldn't see any need to not go with Gakpo. I wouldn't go Maddison, to be honest with you. He's very injury prone. I don't think Leicester will keep up the goal scoring they're doing. I think they're just in a bit of a situation where they've got to try and score a load of goals, but I don't think they will with that fixture. So I think I would definitely go Gakpo, or I would make a move into maybe a Robertson from a centre back, or a Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think those will be the moves I would be making if I was you. I do think Bruno Fernandes to Gakpo. Gakpo will be nailed. My opinion, Gakpo will be fully nailed. Firmino will not start, and if he does, it'll be over Nunes. Gakpo and Salah will play, and he'll play Jota in midfield position. He will not start Jota as he's just coming back, and Firmino will not start over Nunes, I don't think. For me, personally, Gakpo and Salah are 90% nailed out of all those players, with Nunes being a possible minutes risk. Harvey Elliott will be benched for Jota. But no, I can almost guarantee Gakpo will play, because Gakpo can play in a striker position as well as a cam position as well as left wing, so I don't see any reason why Gakpo won't play. For me, he's 100% nailed. 90% at the minimum, but in my opinion, I would get him just because I think he's nailed, full stop. I can't see Gakpo being benched at all. It's a tough situation, but yeah, no, I can't see Gakpo being benched. Salah captain game week 25 will be interesting over Haaland, but he has got Bournemouth, so that is going to be a tough decision for me. But I probably will lead towards Salah just as a differential captain for that week, which will hopefully make me a massive rank gain and push me straight up through the ranks a bit. But it's a hard decision, obviously, because if Haaland decides to get 2-3 goals versus Bournemouth, then it will put me in a bit of a crap situation. So I've got to judge it based on the stats of this week, really, and how Salah plays versus Everton, and how the XG's looking, how Haaland plays versus Nottingham Forest, and so forth. I'm still debating the Rashford captain. This could all change last minute. I'm a captain Saka next week and pray for the best. I didn't think of Saka. Saka's a good option too. It will be between Saka and Salah, I suppose. Haaland's still up there though for Bournemouth. You've got to keep Haaland up there no matter what. Odegaard, I think, will come into his own next week and will start playing better. He does have a couple spells and then all of a sudden will pop that 15-16 pointer, so I do see him bagging a load of points. Sure, I could see him getting a goal versus Leicester and a clean sheet, to be honest with you. I can't see us conceding to Leicester this week. And I do see Bruno Fernandes getting a couple assists and Rashford getting 2 goals. I could see us winning that game 3-0 with Rashford 2, Shaw 1 and Bruno Fernandes 2 assists. But I do see Haaland getting a hat-trick this game week 24 versus Forest. Because I think 6-0 last time, I know they've improved, but missing 3 defenders, I don't see any reason why Haaland won't come out and score a massive haul of minimum 2 goals. So I think it could be a really, really big amount of points for Haaland. So for me, I wouldn't, as much as I want to sway to Rashford, it wouldn't affect me as much if Rashford bagged 2 and Haaland bagged 1 than Haaland bagging 2 and Rashford bagging 1. So statistically, I would go Haaland. But that's the way I would go, because you're less likely to be affected by ranking points if you go Haaland. Like I said though, it's hard. Rashford was kind of the point where I could go him to try and make a load more gaps in my mini leagues. I'm currently top only by 1 point, so I could make a lot more gaps in my mini league that way, but it's going to be a hard situation to be in. Obviously, Rico Lewis I think starts this week. By the way, I've looked into things and I'm fully aware that I reckon that Ben White will start. Yeah, but if Haaland, for me, I'll look at news late on and just see if Haaland starts. If I get news Haaland isn't starting, then I will go to Rashford captain. That's just the way I'll do it. Because I can't see Haaland getting a hat-trick as well as he can in 30 minutes or 40 minutes. You know, I just can't see it logically happening with the way he's been a bit inconsistent recently. So, if he doesn't get that full 90-minute game, then I will go to Rashford. And that is something I will be doing straight off the back if that happens. But we will have to see whether Haaland's starting or not. And see if we get leaks. Yes, but I can't see... I think they always tend to play Alvarez in the Cup, so I can't see Haaland playing the Cup anyway. I think Alvarez will tend to play, and Haaland probably comes on for the last 15-20 minutes. Normally, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. The only way I could see Haaland getting benched, I know he played that game fully versus Arsenal, was generally just because his legs still wasn't looking perfectly 100% versus Arsenal, and he didn't look fully the same. So I do think he has still recovering, I'd say. But yeah, we'll see. I can't remember who they played before Arsenal now, but yeah, no, I'd say he's still recovering. I would say he's still recovering, yeah. Oh yeah, sorry, he's still recovering from the Aston Villa game. Because he bought him off half-time, but I still think it was a bit hasty of Pep to play him that full game, and I think we'll have to see. Obviously, they will miss him very badly if they don't start him, so I can't see him not starting. I'm 80% sure he will. But like I said, if Haaland doesn't start, boys, I would definitely switch a captain to Rashford. That would be my personal opinion, but we'll look at the leagues and see what happens. If we get leaks, like I've said, I'll definitely go into Rashford captain. It's just about hopping on these leagues straight away when they come up, I suppose. Like I've said, I would be benching Mitrovic, and I'd see what happens with that. Like I said, Slade, take your -4 to Joe Felix from Mitrovic if you feel it's going to be more beneficial, but if not, I'd just bench Mitrovic. But you probably could get away with playing it and he'll probably get 45 minutes. I just can't see him getting the full game. It's weak, early kick-off and low motivation. I'm worried about them, not going to lie. I feel Saka will get a goal and Odegaard will get an assist, but I can't see Martinelli doing anything or Nketiah doing anything this game, personally. I feel like, statistically, you'd expect Nketiah to probably get 2 goals. And he has got that goal threat and he should score. He's due a couple goals in this game. But I just feel he's not getting the balls that he needs from Martinelli and from that midfield. And Odegaard's 90% of the time supplying it to Saka, and Saka's just getting around everyone. So I feel like Saka and Odegaard are the best Arsenal attackers by a mile. And Odegaard will just steadily start picking up, and then all of a sudden, people will get rid of him when he blanks a couple games, and then they'll throw out that 16, 18 pointer. So I really would not worry about Odegaard. He'll have that game again where he throws out 2 goals and an assist or something manic. And then you'll be laughing at everyone who's transferred him out. And he missed some sitters last week. Like I've said, bro, Nunes misses sitters. Haaland can miss sitters. Haaland missed that sitter in the Villa game. Eddie missed his sitters, you know. They all can miss sitters in a game. You know, every striker does have their game where they'll miss a load of chances. I wouldn't put that past Eddie because he still managed to come away with a goal, so I wouldn't put that past Eddie. Not a goal, sorry, assist. I think it was assist anyway he got, or was it a goal? I can't remember. But either way, he still come away with something. I do feel I would stick with Nketiah. I can't remember actually. Did he come with something? I'll have to have a look in a minute. I can't remember if he come away with an assist. He might have come away with an assist. To be honest with you, Slay, from what I watched, I think 3 of the 5 were ones that were sitters. The other 2 was just a bit unlucky for him. I still, like I've said, it's hard. It really is. I do think Saka captain would be a massive rank game for you if Saka plays well. Saka is a big differential for that week, and is someone I will look towards. It's just Salah does seem a bit more optimal. And I just like the fun of whacking the armband on Salah, but it's whether he's going to play in good form, and Liverpool are going to play in good form those two fixtures. It is hard. Eddie got an assist and a pen. There you go. I was trying to remember whether Eddie got an assist or not. Saka, bro. Saka's 15-pointer, man. Martinelli to Saka for that -4. Generally, that benefited me by like 6 points, so I was very happy, and I've got him long term. I know Martinelli got 5 points between the games. Obviously, 2 twos and probably a 1. So, obviously, fair enough, Martinelli. Well, he come off 60 minutes to one game, so he must have had an assist or something. To be honest, I didn't really watch the City-Arsenal game. I watched like the last 10 minutes, so I can't really judge that Arsenal-City game or comment on it. I can only really comment on what I saw in the Man City-Villa game. And the Arsenal-Brentford game is really all I can comment on. About Eddie, really. I saw the sitters he missed in the City game, but I do feel it's a bit of a judgmental pick, and I do think if he does score, it will come punished. Obviously, I had him from game week 17 till like 19 when he was like 0.6 owned as a good punt, and it paid off, and then I got rid of him. And I know he had that 13-pointer that 1 week, but I think it paid off long term for me. And I got rid of him at the right time. Martinelli probably getting benched for Trossard today. No, I think Partey will be benched for Trossard, as Partey has got a injury to his hamstring, by the looks of it. But we'll see. Obviously, it's a hard one with Partey, whether he's going to get benched or not for Trossard today. I do think it's a bit of a hard one. But yeah, no. This is how the team's looking, though. We will have to see, though, what's going on. It is a bit of a weird one. Yeah, like I've said, it's a hard one to judge. Personally, I think Partey will be benched for Trossard. Martinelli will play 45 to 60 minutes. I don't see him getting the full game. To be honest, he could be benched for Trossard. It's an unsure situation, obviously. Oh yeah, I forgot they've got Jorginho in here. Yeah, so Martinelli probably will be benched. I forgot about Jorginho, to be honest. I did forget about Jorginho. Well, no, because he could play Martinelli in the midfield position as an out-and-out midfielder. Yeah, no, like I've said, it's a bit of a hard decision right now. We're waiting on leaks still. Obviously, the team's not looking bad at the moment in time with Kepa. I do think Kepa's going to get a clean sheet today. And Lewis and Shaw and White will get clean sheets with this week. I don't see Trippier getting a clean sheet, but if you've got that dilemma some people have in between starting Trippier and Nketiah, I'd start Nketiah, even though I do think Trippier will get an assist, just because I could see Eddie getting a goal this week. Nonto's not a bad differential if you boys fancy it, and Felix is not bad, it's just iffy about taking hits this week. Like I said to Slay, he wants Felix, but he's got to take a hit, so it is a bit of an iffy situation to do that. I don't know if Slay's took the hit for Felix or not. I do not know yet. Anyone who hasn't got Odegaard and you got Martinelli, do Martinelli to Odegaard. That's a no-brainer on a free transfer. But obviously, I'd focus that game week 25. If you've got other players to get rid of, then I wouldn't worry about it as much, and I'd hold Martinelli for 25. Saka is a great option right now. Okay, I'll look at it in a minute. Rashford's a hold. I'd keep him on your bench. Shaw's a hold. I'd keep him on your bench. And Trippier is definitely a hold. I'd keep him on your bench because you'll lose so much money getting rid of Trippier. And Bruno Fernandes is a sell for Salah. If you can't afford Salah, go into KDB. Not KDB, sorry. Well, you can go into KDB if you're 2 point off Salah, but I'd go into Gakpo if you can't afford Bruno Fernandes to Salah. Just as I feel that is probably the safest option. And Slay has done his little hit from Mitrovic to Felix, so I wish you good luck with that because it is iffy. He bags one goal, and he comes away with 9 points, and you'll feel better about it because Mitchell might not start, so you'll gain 3. But he has to score one goal for it to pay off and get 3 bonus points. So do keep that in mind, Slay. That you might lose out on maybe a point or 2 this week, but it might pay off long term. It's a bit of an iffy situation. You're kind of hoping he scores 2 goals, really. Which, if he does, fair play. Obviously, I would like him in myself, but I can't do it, and I won't take a hit, and I want to still have all that money for Salah, so It's not something I'll be looking to do. I do recommend Mitrovic to Felix though. I do think it's not a bad move. I just feel it wasn't really worth the hit for me. I don't know whether it's going to pay off for you or not. Personally, I think he'd need to get 1 goal free bonus, like I say, for it to even pay off with maybe 2 free points. So it's a bit of a weird one. But I'd say, yeah, it's more you're going to lose out on 1 point and it'll pay off long term on the week after than it being a great move this week. But it's not bad. It's just a weird one. You will lose out on like 1 or 2 points, I reckon. Unless he scores like 1 goal, like I said, free bonus. But 2 goals is pretty much the floor you're aiming for. 2 goals, free bonus, 2 points is what you'll be safe at that 13-point mark. Because if Mitrovic plays 2, you've benefited by 7. If Mitrovic scores, you've benefited by 3. So you really want to be around that 2-goal mark with Felix if you took a hit from Mitrovic to Felix, really. I do recommend benching Mitrovic this week, guys, because personally I can't see him starting, and he's just not been on form. He's missed 7 penalties. You look at him before game week 17 in the World Cup to after game week 17, his XG's dropped by about 1.2. His assist ratio's dropped by about 0.7. His shots on targets have dropped by about 0.9. It's mental. So I do think that I wouldn't be keeping Mitrovic this week, personally. I think it's a bit of an iffy situation if you keep Mitrovic this week, honestly. But we'll see. Like I said to you earlier though, Slay, I do think it could pay off with 2 goals. Captain Salah is a no-brainer, yes. Captain Salah is a big no-brainer. We're just waiting on everything. Kane's a great starter too. Anyone who's not got Kane this week is going to get punished so hard. I do think that is the difference between me and De Bruyne owners. I have Kane. So if Kane would have bagged last week, I wouldn't have had that rank lost by like 50k if Kane would have scored a goal versus Leicester. And I was disappointed because I was expecting a big return from Kane. So that was a bit disappointing. Benching Trippier, Rashford and me for 25. Yeah, I'm benching Rashford, Shaw and Trippier for 25. Doing Bruno to Salah. Playing Somerville over Shaw. Playing Patterson over Rashford. Bruno to Salah. And Mitrovic for Trippier if Mitrovic starts. But I'll play Mitrovic anyway. I probably will end up with 9 players starting. But I should have at least 10 players starting each fixture. We would stay till deadline, but I do think we're going to end that here, and I will talk to you on the Instagram, Slay, okay? So I have got some stuff to do, so I do think we'll end that there. We've talked about the team, and we will remind everyone of the leaks, and I'll stick a post up on YouTube and on Instagram and Twitter. So I've had a nice stream, boys, and we've done a decent deadline stream, and I'll see you boys in a bit.